What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Bucs Latest on the Fan Arch Network. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for Bucs Nation and Go Bucs fans, it's your time. Remember, like and subscribe to Bucs Latest here on the Fan Arch Network. So let's get into it. Big time breaking news today from the Mike Evans camp. According to his agent, Bucs receiver officially Mike Evans plans to play in 2026 and explore options and free agency, according to his agent Derek Gilmore. Bucs would be in play. Yes, that's correct. He is opening it up that he will play next season with someone. It could be Tampa, but will definitely play a 13th season. So there it is. We talked about it. Speculation season. Would Mike Evans come back? It is official. He is coming back for his 13th season. So put it in the box. Are you excited about Mike Evans returning? Whether he plays for the Bucs or not, that remains to be seen. Now, this, according to Jenna Lane of ESPN, she says, what this means, absolutely nothing unusual happening here. Absolutely nothing unusual happening here. Mike Evans told me he would start thinking about his future after the Super Bowl. He decided he wants to keep playing. So his agent called the Bucs today to let them know they agreed to meet in the coming weeks. This is all very normal. He loves the Bucs, and both sides have felt like they have a very good working relationship. He does want to do his due diligence to make an informed decision. Now, the last comment there gives me pause for cause because, as I've said before, I think this comes down to what the Bucs do in the offseason. Are they going to be an NFC South contender? Are they going to be a Super Bowl contender? Are they going to be aggressive in 2026? I think Mike Evans is going to watch all of this, and he's going to sit here and say, do I want to be a part of this organization still? Or do I want to go to the Kansas City Chiefs? Do I want to go to the Houston Texans? Do I want to go to the Buffalo Bills? We'll get back to that in a moment, because yet another day, another prediction for him going to the Buffalo Bills. But it seems to be certainly interesting in how this is going to play out. Bucs fans, what do you think? Are you concerned about Evans leaving? Is this, again, much to do about nothing? How concerned are you with Evans leaving the Bucs, doing his due diligence, and trying to go to other teams? Put it in the box there, 1 to 10 here on Bucs Latest on the Fan Arch Network. Now, let's move on as we go to ESPN's free agent top 50. And should I give you the good news first or the bad news? Because this was kind of underwhelming. But let's start out with the bad news. According to Matt Bowen of ESPN, he has Mike Evans at number 15 going to the Buffalo Bills. Bowen says a return to Tampa is clearly an option for Evans, but becoming the top receiver in Buffalo with quarterback Josh Allen makes a lot of sense too. Under new coach Joe Brady, Evans could be that boundary X target for Allen and create matchups in the low red zone. I like the idea of Buffalo getting aggressive to add a proven and reliable target who has topped the 1,000-yard receiving mark in 11 straight seasons before injuries derailed his 2025 campaign. So we talked about it yesterday. CBS Sports Line predicted Evans to go to the Buffalo Bills, and now ESPN seems to be on that train. Now at number 22, they predict the Bucs to go with, and this is kind of underwhelming to me, and I'll tell you why, Khalil Mack. The Bucs had 37 sacks last season, which ranked 18th in the league. They need to address the edges of their pass rush, and while Mack might be seen as a situational player for Todd Bowles' defense, the defender can still create disruption, get home to the quarterback. An elbow injury forced Mack to set out 5 of the Chargers' games early in the 2025 season, yet he finished with 5.5 sacks and 28 pressures. I love Khalil Mack, but I love him 3 to 5 years ago. I love him in 2023 when he had 17 sacks. 2024, 6 sacks and 5.5. He's 34 years old. This, to me, would be very underwhelming and would be disappointing if the Bucs tab Mack as one of their big free agent signings. I get it. He has 113 sacks lifetime, but that's not going to get it done. And pass rushers, usually when they get older, they don't get better. And what you worry about is, once again, the injury situation, sitting out those 5 games. What's the price going to be? Maybe not as much as 12 to 18 million. but you can't afford to miss. You missed last year on Hassan Reddick. Can you do the same thing here with Khalil Mack? I would say not. Now, at number 50, Bowen has Alex Anzalone, the linebacker from the Detroit Lions. He has this to say: Levante David is a free agent, and Coach Todd Bowles needs more from his inside linebackers. Anzalone is quick to key the run. Bowles is one of the best at scheming his linebackers on pressure stunts. Tampa Bay can add another productive veteran on defense here. Anzalone had 2.5 sacks, 8 pass breakups in Detroit last season. Also goes on to say even more here with the analysis. Levante David is a free agent, leaving potential leadership and production void at linebacker, which I still think Levante David is having thoughts, just like Mike Evans, of coming back to the Bucs, depending on what they do in this offseason and the next couple weeks. He also has this to say: Todd Bowles' defense relies heavily on instinctive downhill linebackers. Anzalone thrives in pressure looks, run fits, and quick diagnosis, areas Bowles emphasizes. He also says Anzalone is quick to key the run, fits seamlessly in Bowles' pressure-heavy approach, where linebackers are often asked to blitz, stunt, and communicate pre-snap. He's entering in his early 30s, which he's 31 years old. He hasn't fallen off statistically. And once again, you look at his numbers. A couple years ago, had 125 tackles. Another year had 129. But once again, getting up there in age, is this the answer? Good player, but you have Nakobe Dean out there. You have Devin Lloyd from Jacksonville. I guess this is okay, but these predictions to me are very underwhelming. What do you think, Go Bucs fans? What do you think, Bucs Nation, about these predictions? Evans going to Buffalo, concerned. Another day of Evans going to the Buffalo Bills. Khalil Mack, Anzalone. Is this what you're looking forward to in free agency? Are these the big splash moves that Jason Light and company need to make? I'm underwhelmed at this juncture. Now let's move on here to mock drafts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Daniel Jeremiah had his second one, and he agrees with what I said, especially if they go after and get a Trey Hendrickson or get an edge rusher that will fill that need. He goes with Sonny Styles at number 15 out of Ohio State. He said Styles is tall, long, and rangy linebacker prospect. He made a smooth transition from safety to linebacker during his college career. In the run game, he's quick to key, read, and fill to make tackles. He uses his length to press off of blocks, has outstanding lateral range to pick up production on the perimeter. He's firm, reliable tackler with stopping power on contact. Styles is outstanding in coverage. He can carry slot receivers down the seam and smoothly mirrors tight ends all over the field, which, listen, the Bucs have had all kinds of problems when it comes to the middle linebacker the last couple of years, especially covering tight ends, as once again, I keep on going back to this. It has been the Atlantic Ocean in the middle of that Bucs defense. So he's outstanding in coverage, can carry slot receivers down the seam, smoothly mirrors tight ends and all over the field. He's an explosive blitzer, will run over running backs who try to block him in pass protection. Styles' performance in the Big Ten title game against Indiana answered any questions about his game, as he was the best defender on the field in that matchup. Jeremiah says he reminds me of Fred Warner as a player. He also says that he has him ranked, so he doesn't necessarily think he's going to be there at 15, but he adds that the Bucs, they value those off-the-ball linebackers, unlike a lot of teams. He actually has him ranked as number 5 in his draft board, in his rankings. So what do you think? Sonny Styles at number 15, does he last there? Is it a need? To me, if they get Trey Hendrickson, if they get an edge rusher, that seems to be the pick, because once again, he's a safety. He's got all the intangibles. At Ohio State, can tackle, can make plays. Todd Bowles can use him on the blitz. You don't have to worry about him in coverage. It seems like it checks all the boxes. Now, Bleacher Report has something a little bit different. You always like the different mock drafts here. And they have him, they have the Bucs at number 15 taking Keon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Big Ten tight end of the year in 2025. First team all Big Ten in 2025. The pros of him, they say that he's an explosive athlete with elite speed, allowing him to separate from linebackers and safeties vertically. Receiving skills are good, versatility. His blocking is a competitive blocker who engages in the run game despite receiver-heavy skills and frame limitations. His football IQ, of course, being at Oregon. Another thing here, Jason Light has drafted guys out of Oregon. Bucky Irving comes to mind. So he's had some success there, likes those big-time programs, and has all the physical tools, including a 41.5 vertical jump. So 41.5-inch vertical jump means he has explosive nature to him. Is tight end a big-time need at this point? Listen, Cade Otton's coming into free agency. It remains to be seen if the Bucs are going to re-sign Cade Otton or go after somebody else. But I got to tell you, I would be disappointed if they went for a tight end. It would remind me of O.J. Howard, which, look, at the time, it seemed like it wasn't a need, but it was definitely the best value. And for me right now, you've got to draft defense. You've got to get an edge rusher. You got to get a linebacker. You got to get players that can come in right away. Tight end seems like a luxury at this point. You could fill that by either, once again, re-signing a Cade Otton or going after some of the free agents we talked about, a David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns or a Kyle Pitts. He said the cons here from Bleacher Report says the size limitations, 245, could limit his effectiveness as an inline blocker. He doesn't get off of press coverage, struggles in that, and run blocking. If you're going to add a tight end and you're trying to improve your offensive line and trying to improve your running game, does this make sense? Inconsistent technique, particularly on combo blocks and reaching blocks on outside zone schemes. So for me, I understand the value there. He is an explosive player overall, but this to me is a reach, even though he's highly talented at number 15. So what do you think? Sonny Styles, Bucs fans, or the tight end from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq? Put it in the comment box. Who would you like to see at number 15? And then we will go ahead and go to our last story of the day. And this in care of our friends there at Joe Bucs Fan. NFL columnist Dan Pompei of The Athletic is looking at potential salary cap cuts. And he says the Bucs have one on their roster. That would be rotational player Anthony Nelson. Remember the 4th-round pick from Purdue. The Bucs don't have a glaring candidate to be cut. Actually, not Purdue. It's Iowa. Excuse me. I always get those confused for some reason. Purdue, Iowa. It's Iowa. And remember, Nelson had a big game versus the Saints in his start for Reddick. Had a touchdown, had an interception, played like a man possessed. In fact, in that one game, played better than Hassan Reddick all year long. But this is what Pompei says about Nelson. He says the Bucs don't have a glaring candidate to be cut who could use or could save significant cap space. But Nelson, a holdover from Super Bowl 55, has been the subject of speculation. Soon to be 29, Nelson had 3 sacks last season and is going into the last year of his contract that calls for him to be paid $4.5 million. Cutting him would clear a path for second-year pass rusher David Walker, which they had big-time expectations for, even though, again, the 4th-round pick, he's coming off an injury. Nelson is solid, but it does save you some money here. Who, again, missed his rookie season with an ACL tear and is attempting a return. So what do you think? Is that a cap cut? Is that a cap casualty? Can you think of any other players? I was trying to think of one, but I definitely think Nelson makes sense. Can you think of anyone? Go Bucs fan and Bucs Nation. Put it right there in the box. We'll wrap it up right there. Like and subscribe to Bucs Latest on the Fan Arch Network. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for Bucs fans, Bucs Nation, go Bucs fans, it's your time. We'll see you next time on Bucs Latest on the Fan Arch Network. And as we always say here, go Bucs.